this is Ernest Shackleton. Don't know if anybody's come across Ernest Shackleton before, but Ernest Shackleton was an Arctic explorer. He took a ship called the Nimrod. That's the Nimrod there. He took a ship called the Nimrod to sail to the Arctic Circle so they could walk across it to explore. On the way they went off course and the ship crashed. And he writes in his journal, he had one goal once that ship crashed. It crashed up against some, it didn't sink, it just crashed up against an ice shelf and stopped basically, yeah? He had one goal. The goal was everybody gets out alive. And he writes in his journal, and he realised he needed to probably take half the crew and walk across the ice shelf and get to the nearest whaling station to get help, and also leave half the crew behind to man the ship, man the supplies, and also if the follow-up ship realised they'd gone off course, they also might find them. And he writes in his journal, and he split his crew into two types of people, players and terrorists. And he writes in his journal, which of these do I take and which of these do I leave? Do I take the players and leave the terrorists? Or do I take the terrorists and leave the players? And that's the decision he had to make, bearing in mind his goal was everybody gets out alive. So, let me tell you, he took the terrorists and left the players. And the reason for that was a little bit like the comment that we got earlier on around we got them, engage them, put terrorists with players, yeah? The reason he wrote is he said, if I take the terrorists with me, I can manage them, I can keep them from killing each other, we can work together. And I'll leave the players behind and the players will work together, they'll be still there when we get back. Yeah, no problem. If I take the players, when I get back, the terrorists will be dead. That's what he wrote in his journal. And that's the first earliest time those words were used about people, if that makes sense, that I can find anyway, that I've read. The book's called The Shackleton Way, if anybody's interested. It's a fantastic book, The Shackleton Way.